Yo.
Yeah. Who we have on right now? I know Fatal's here. This is OD from Planet Ill.
Edie.
Edie, all right. We waiting for one more, or is it just you two?
I don't know, but let's get started. And if Noah gonna call in, he'll call in.
All right. Let's shoot. Perfect timing. Last roundup for the Outlawz. How do we end up at this point?
Well, you know, a couple years ago when we decided to do another album, you know what I'm saying, Noah came with the suggestion to bring Fatal back into the fold. I was 100% with it. And we just started making music, you know what I'm saying? And now we're here with the last Outlaw album, Perfect Timing, coming out September 13th.
All right. Now let me just lay it down. We're gonna go through the history, then we're gonna wrap it up and bring it full circle and talk about the new album. All right? I don't care about no smoke dashes and none of that shit. We're just gonna keep it going for the readers. All right. Now, the group's original name. The group's original name.
Right there.
Okay, Noble, you here?
Yeah, I'm here. Who's this?
All right, this is OD from Planet Ill. All right.
What's up with you, bro?
I'm your host this evening. All right.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Now, the group's original name was Dramacidal. What led to the name change? Why the Outlawz?
Well, actually, Dramacidal was a whole nother group, you know what I mean? And, you know, the Outlawz is another group with the added members of Hussein Fatal and Young Noble. Dramacidal was me, Castro, and Napoleon. So it really wasn't a name change. It was the group.
Oh, okay. Now, it said if you cut the head off, the Hydra dies. And even though you guys are giving up a few limbs, you know, it was 11 of you at one point, now it's like 4. How the rest of you survived in order to make this last roundup?
This Noble speaking. Carrying on for our comrades, really. You know, we outlaws, so, you know, we built on going against all odds and never giving up. So, you know,
who the
at
fuck
the end of the day,
like that?
You know what I mean? So, you said what?
That's no. Somebody's phone. Somebody breathing hard or driving with the window open.
That ain't my phone. I'm standing right outside my house. Can y'all hear me clear?
Yeah.
I hear everybody clear. I don't hear noise. Oh, all right, come on.
Yeah, so, you know, like I said, we built on that never give up attitude and never give up spirit. You know what I mean? So, you know, carrying on in the tradition of our homies. You know what I mean? This pretty much is the only option for us to keep it popping and keep mashing and doing what the hell we got to do. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Anybody else want to chime in on that?
Oh well, shit. I survived. I mean, you know, some, you know, it's the survival thing, man. The struggle continues.
And to add on to what I just said, this is Noble speaking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Pac don't need nobody to do anything as far as his legacy is concerned, but we got our own legacy. So when you open up that Thug Bible and you're reading about Pac, it's going to get to a chapter with the Outlawz. And guess what?
Hello? You got cut off at the end. Nope.
Nope. His phone probably hung up.
Okay. All right, he'll probably come back on. So we'll go to the next one. If you want to finish his thought, he can finish. It's rumored that Tupac was in the studio so hard because he wanted to get off death row, like he thought he signed with the devil. What led the Outlawz to sign with the label after he died? Like how did that decision come about?
Well, this Fatal, I went to fuck home. I ain't signed with them niggas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Fatal never signed. He went back to Jersey. But this Edie right here, we signed at Death Row at the time because we knew we had a whole lot of music over there. And we pretty much knew how they got down. So I wasn't just finna leave all that music over there and let them do whatever they want to it. You see how they already was trying to do it. And I felt like if the album to keep our eyes on it, they would have just did whatever they want. They'd have fucked around and had, you know what I mean, Liberace on Pac songs or anybody. But with us, they could just do whatever they wanted to because we was always watching.
Now, how did it feel being on Death Row and, you know, some of the original people there are complaining about they getting their money took and getting bullied and gangstered. You know, being from kind of outside the situation and getting down with the label, what led them to treat you differently than Snoop and the rest of them?
Man, I can't speak for why they treated us differently. I know that when we signed to Death Row and we got our advance check, they said we was the only group besides Pac that ever got an advance check for signing to Death Row. You know what I mean? We was the only ones that got that check. We get our money while we was over there.
Yo, somebody, who the fuck is breathing all hard on the mic?
Who was that
Man,
other
sound like one of y'all niggas is jerking the fuck off over there.
Whoever's on the phone. It's the fifth person on the phone. Who's that?
Shit, that's who's breathing. Take your nose away from the mic, my man.
I don't know who that is. we got a stalker on the call.
Five people on the line. When I just called in, they said there's five people on the line, including you. So it's whoever that fifth person is, just tone it down a little bit, man.
Yeah. All right. Now, you know, Pac has been gone for 15 years. You know, what talent and skill do each of you bring to the table that allow the world to take note of your worth this far after he left?
Well, shit. Thankful for me, people in the world hate troublemakers, and thanks to that, it's fatal. You know, everybody want to see my next move, or everybody that's an Outlaw fan, because figuring I'm gonna do some outlandish shit. You know what I'm saying? So that was a man.
I think he's crazy. I think we came to the table with. I think at the end of the day, Pac taught us well, man. You know, actually learning from our general and his mistakes and the good things he did. You know, we implement that in our everyday life as far as working hard, going over to Call of Duty for what we do, and really trying to make great music. At the end of the day, we wouldn't be having this interview today with you if, we haven't been making good music or great music over these years to, people actually support what we're doing. So at the end of the day, Pac wasn't the only good rapper. The Outlawz, we make great music as well. So that's why we're still here doing what we do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And to add on to what my brother just said, Pac really pretty much gave everybody their role according to who he saw them as, you know what I mean? So as far as like Faden with Yak, he's seen them as the street dudes of the group. So, you know what I mean? And he's seen Nob as the lyricist of the group. I mean, he's seen Castro as this, he's seen me as that. And everybody pretty much stuck to their role so far for the past 15 years. And he knew what he was doing when he was doing it. So all we had to do was really follow the plan. And I feel like we followed that plan pretty good. Some shit we didn't, some shit we did. But at the end of the day, it got us to still be relevant 15 years later when a lot of dudes that had way more success than we had back then, you don't even know them cats. You don't even know where they at.
Now, you lose Pac, but then you lose Yaki. You lose a founding member. You lose one of your comrades. How did that affect your psyche? The Jesus died, the apostles still in the cave. They still, they still trying to figure out what's next. But then if another apostle die, that kind of changes the whole thing. How did Yaki's death affect the Outlawz?
Well, it's fatal for me. That shit was like losing a nigga, a brother or somebody, like, you know what I mean? Like, really losing a nigga. We lost people before, but goddamn, it was like right after one tragedy, another one coming. It was just an awful motherfucking time. Like, what a nigga gonna do now? This is how I was feeling. Like, damn, we definitely done. We both left Death Row together, and this nigga's dead. Like, my strings is cut off. There's no more strings attached to the family. No more string. Pac dead. Like, I'm feeling like, yo, I'm done out this motherfucker, and that's basically the torch I was holding ever since the dog died.
Now,
for me, I knew Yak and Pac since we was little kids, and so losing both of them. This EDI, okay. And losing both of them was like, that shit shook my whole foundation. You know what I mean? So it was like pretty much the first 2 days of my life was right there. You know what I mean? Back to back. If it wasn't for the people that I had in my life right then, I probably would have been the third one gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, this Noble, I'm back on the line. I didn't get the last question.
All right, the last question was, how did Yaki's death affect the Outlawz?
Yaki's death affected the Outlawz tremendously. Like me personally, I grew up with Yaki and Fatal. I didn't grow up with Pac and the rest of the guys. You know what I mean? I knew Yak since like the third grade. You know what I mean? So with the whole shit happened with Napoleon's cousin and how it happened, it was it basically split us apart. Like some of us felt this way, some of us felt that way. But it was just devastating, man. It was just extremely devastating to lose a brother. Fuck the rap shit. Yak was our brother, man. So same with Pac, man. It was like when Yak passed, it was the same shit. Like, damn, should we continue doing this or should we let it go? So when we speak about Pac, Yak in the same breath is everything we do without even saying their name is trying to honor them dudes and make a strong finish to this outlaw shit, man. You know what I mean?
Yep. Now we got two questions from that era, and then we're gonna move on to the album, all right? Now,